Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I have another 2 favorite books from February to share with you, and they are both incredible books. I just absolutely loved both of them. The first one is Hidden Pictures by Jason, I'm not gonna be able to say his last name, and then Half Broke Horses by Jeannette Walls. I love them. I'm using a mix of Everyday Explorers and a few Studio Calico stamps, plus my syncopation rating stamp. So I'm using all of those to kind of add to the theme of the book. The one, Half Broke Horses, is about being in the desert, Arizona. I read it for Read Around the USA, and so I decided to go with the oranges and the reds, a little bit of yellow and brown. So kind of give it that, I don't know, bright desert kind of colors. And the orange goes with the cover photo that I found. I also am able to use a stamp from Studio Calico that says Born to be Unique, which I absolutely loved. And because this woman in this book, Jeannette Walls, is narrating, it's her book, and she narrates it, and it's about her maternal grandmother, Lily. And she's absolutely fascinating and one kick booty type of woman, especially in the era that she grew up in. I stamped a stamp that says here's to strong women, but decided to go with a smaller stamp in brown ink that says boss mode. So I'm going to use that one instead, since I felt like that fit a little bit better, since I only wanted one large stamp by the book cover. And then I also have Wild, and I'll stamp below it, and Free, which is another Studio Calico stamp set. I also am going to stamp some clouds and a sun in the yellow ink, again adding to that desert theme. I also want to mention, and I did put this in my thoughts, but I listened to this book on audio, and it's got me back hooked on audiobooks. So I'm very excited to be listening to audiobooks again. And yeah, listening to this book in particular, that's the way to go. It's absolutely the way to go. I just found every different chapter of Lily's life absolutely fascinating. So definitely recommend this book. And I was blown away because I'm not a person that reads nonfiction or memoir, but this was really, really good. I just stamped my rating and drew a small box so that way I could also include the other little stats that I wanted to include, which are book number out of 100 and genres. I am going over to the left-hand side, and I'm going to stamp some circles and squares for Hidden Pictures, which is all about, of course, pictures and what certain type of pictures have to do with the story. It is a book that won the Horror 2022 Goodreads Award, and at first I thought I was going to be too scared to read this book, but no, it was so good. I probably have never read a horror book so fast in my life. I was captivated from the first page. I grabbed a few icon stamps from Everyday Explorers, an exclamation point and a picture, and I just stamped those as well. I am adding another box for the rating, book number, and genre, so that way I can have those pieces as well. I also am going to do a synopsis, thoughts, and quote. I was worried, is this my first? I think this is my first page where I did 2 books on one big spread. So I got it all to fit. So for synopsis, I said, all you need to know about this book is that a nanny named Mallory Quinn is taking care of a boy who keeps drawing strange pictures. Really, that's all you need to know. But I also added in, Mallory is just out of rehab and trying to get her life back on track. Yet Teddy, the boy, isn't proving to be an easy child to care for. His pictures start childlike and move into a dark place. Mallory is left wondering what to do and if there is a murder that is unsolved or if it's supernatural forces. Now, my thoughts for this book, like I mentioned a little while ago, not a horror genre type of person. I don't read that, but I loved this book. It is going to be in my top 10 for the year. I found Mallory to be a really fantastic character who stuck with her instincts, and I loved the atmosphere and the setting. I could imagine it in my head, and there was a lot of twists and turns that I did not see. I also enjoyed the side characters as well. There was a funny neighbor, and then the gardener that took care of the lawns. So I enjoyed those characters as well. Overall, it all came together fantastically for a wonderful ending. Now, the quote I chose is, "I think we have to consider every possibility. When you eliminate the impossible, all that remains, however improbable, must be the truth." That is a fantastic quote that really sums up this book and what happens in this book. I'll also say that there is pictures in this book to go along with the pictures that the child is drawing, which is really cool and fun to have in an adult book. So that made another really great aspect of this book. Now I'm going to do the other side for Jeannette Walls. I'm going to add the rating, which of course is 5 stars. The book number was 10 out of 100, and then the genres were horror, mystery, and suspense. So those are the ones that I decided to include. Now moving on to the other side, I started my synopsis and then my camera kind of cut out. So what I said is, this is the incredible true story of Jeannette's grandmother, Lily, and her astonishing life story. She's an incredible woman who survives many trials, including droughts, flood, prejudice, the Great Depression, and personal tragedy. The author narrates the story of Lily, who breaks horses on her family's ranch at a very young age. And at 15, she sets off to go across the desert to teach in a frontier town. Lily continues with unstoppable strength at making a good life for herself despite the hard work. Kind of already know my thoughts about this book, but I found Lily to be one tough woman who lived through more hard times than probably was fair, but she kept going, and she was definitely a rare woman for her time, taking charge and running a ranch, not settling for just being a wife and raising kids, but she really was a tough woman. And it's an emotional, gripping story that will stay with me. So if you're like me and don't read nonfiction, you should probably give this book a try. I loved it. I can't say it enough. I'd love to know what you guys are reading right now. I am reading Georgie All Along. That's what I'm currently reading, and I'm listening to The Newcomer. So leave me a comment and let me know what you listened to. So for the quote, I picked one that was really kind of central to the book and kept repeating, which was, "My most important thing in life is learning how to fall." That was really kind of a theme in this book. That quote, like I said, kept coming up. So the number of the book is 16 out of 100. Genres, obviously, is memoir, historical, Western. So that will wrap up this book spread, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing these pages come together and listen to me talk about these 2 books. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.